Everyone, we're here again for another puppy video. Can't remember what number this is. It's probably about 35, 36, something along the lines of that. So the best thing to start off with is the biggest thing. Cali is now a lady. Cali has suddenly started her heat. She started it last Thursday night, which I wasn't expecting because I came home from work. She wasn't on heat. I popped her in her crate so then I could go into the shower, got a shower, which was about 20 minutes. I then got out of the shower, took her out of the crate, and there's blood everywhere. So it looks like a bit of a horror movie whenever she doesn't have a nappy on. But when she does, everything's fine. So she is wearing nappies whenever she's in the house. But whenever she's outside and in her crate, she doesn't have a nappy on because realistically, would you like that, having a nappy on 24/7? So whenever she's outside, she is on lead because you never know. But otherwise, if she's pottering around the house, she does have it on because we have a rug in the hallway that is very old and very important to us, so we can't get it messy because the stain won't come out. So she isn't a nappy, but she is dealing really well with it. Apart from the fact that she's a lot flatter than usual. She's not her usually crazy Vizsla self. She's very dampened down is the easiest way to describe it. I was putting it down to the heat because it has been hitting about 20-25 degrees for the past couple of days. Nearly a week. So I thought it was originally the heat, and then it happened on Thursday. I'm like, that would explain it. So that's the biggest thing that's happened. That's sort of just a big breakthrough. So she's now a lady. She's 9 months old, and it happened nearly on the dot. So slightly later, I suppose, than normal, because everyone says about 6 months it starts. So I was aware from 6 months that it could start at any point. But she liked to drag it on a bit, which is quite alright. Just takes her time. So 9 months old, it started last Thursday. Today is the 3rd of July. Yeah, it's the 3rd of July, so she started it last Thursday, whatever date that is. You can figure it out yourself if you want. So she is just in nappies and diapers. And she's currently sleeping. There's a little thong. And that bear there is her favourite. That's her teddy bear. But yep, that's her thong that she wears, and that's a reusable one. And it has like a little pad on the inside of it. And you change the wee pad in it to like keep her clean and stuff like that. I have been wiping her with I'm wonky now. I have been wiping her after I take or change the nappies. I wipe her with like a little dog safe bum wipe, just to prevent any irritation and stuff like that, because she is quite sore and swollen down there. If you have a female dog, get used to it. Honestly, whenever she comes out the crate and she shakes, it looks like someone's been murdered. Because we have cream walls, and as you can tell, cream walls, white door. As soon as she gets out, and then the first thing she does when she gets out the crate, stretches and shakes. So stretching is fine. You get a few drops on the floor, that's perfectly fine. But then she shakes, and it's up the walls, it's up the doors. So you just get the wipes and go, just to get it all off. But otherwise it's sort of okay. We do, however, consider that my dog is PMSing. Well, it's not premenstrual cycle. She's just in a mood. Because today's Wednesday, I was ready to chuck her into a bin. And I am quite upset about it, because this means it is getting worse. She snapped at one of my co-workers over food, which I'm very annoyed about, and I had to put her in a crate, A, to give her a timeout, and B, to give myself a timeout. So her food possessive/aggression, whatever way you want to say it, is getting a little bit worse, which is quite embarrassing for me, because I'm an assistant dog trainer. This shouldn't happen. I'm supposed to know everything and raise the perfect puppy. And now I'm getting upset about it, because it's so embarrassing. You think that dog trainers like me have the perfect dogs, and that just isn't true. But this aggression isn't good. It's just annoying. I thought she'd know better, and what happened was she was in the hallway and they'd all got licky mats. She'd finished hers, which was quite fine. I took it and set it up away, and the baby gate had been left open into where the other twos were, which is fine because Amanda was quite happy with her hoovering up whatever was left because they were done. She was cleaning up whatever, and then she went into the little back room where another dog was, and Licky Mat was on the floor. The other dog was originally standing on the floor in front of it. Cali looked at her and just eyeballed her. And Shane was out, and there was a bark then, and that was from Cali telling the other dog to back off, which the other dog did and went up onto the sofa out of the way. And then Shane noticed this and went to take the Licky Mat away, and she started growling a lot, and he didn't realise how bad it was, and she swung for him. Now, it wasn't, I'm going to tear your head off, or I'm going to kill you. It was, get away from me, this is mine. It was just, so he didn't expect it. No one was hurt. She wasn't hurt, he wasn't hurt. She didn't intend to hurt anyone. She just cracked. And I'm cracking right now. I was really, really annoyed at her. Sometimes it's really hard to love your dog. But it says, I was in the middle of drying a dog, and I hear a second bark, and I think, what on earth is going on? Because I hadn't seen her for a minute or two. So I turned the dryer off and walked out, and he's sitting there sort of, he's managed to like push her away from the Licky Mat, which does stop it, and he was trying to like get her to calm down. Licky Mat was still on the floor, and I grabbed her by the collar because that was all I could grab. So I grabbed her by the collar and took her and just put her in a crate just to let her calm down, and for me to try and figure out what had happened. Today just wasn't a good day. So I don't know what's happened to make her get this bad. She's only ever done it on my dad, who would push it quite a bit. Which, fair enough, if I was her, I would do it to him too. Because he's a bit stubborn with it, and he won't listen to me, which breaks my heart. But he won't listen. But now it's progressed from him to another person, which is really scary for me, because all that takes is for it to do it on a kid or something. But that's it. So it's gonna take a lot for me to work on this. And it's more serious than a problem than I thought it was. So I just need to work on it a lot more, and I'm not quite sure how to work on it and what way I go about it. I've heard suggestions from friends and stuff like that have had aggressive dogs, and they say, oh, give her a treat but then drop treats, and then she'll get used to you being around and dropping good things around something that she's not too comfortable about. Or I've heard people just hold it and give her treats, but that's all very well and good, but I have to leave her sometimes whenever she's got a Kong. I can't sit there 24/7 holding it, and the problem is when she has it alone. She's perfectly fine with me holding it. So there's the problem of what do I do for whenever she's alone. Some people have said, oh, flood her, so put food all over the place so then she gets used to the smell of food and it not being, a possessive thing. Or feed her 24/7, so I always have like her kibble in a bowl, so then it's always there and she doesn't have to guard it. But then I end up with a fat dog, and I don't feed in bowls anyway. So I'm really confused on what to do. As far as I know, it's just sit with her whenever she has it on her own, and have a high value treat and just give it to her whenever she has it on her own, but I'm sitting with her rather than me holding it. So I think that's the best way to go about it, but Carol, I know you'll watch this, and please send help. So I think that's the best way to go about it, but I genuinely don't know. I've never come across this in even a client's dog. I've never had to do this in a real working situation, so it's scary how real it can get, because all it has to do is for her to be out in the street and something's lying around and she goes to picks it up and then a kid comes and tries to pet her, which could very easily happen because it's Newtownards and there's kids everywhere, especially that there's no schools out. So it's really starting to scare me a bit. Not because I know she won't go out and just randomly attack someone. It's just in case the coincidence that there's food and there's a kid doesn't know any better and runs up. I know kids shouldn't run up to dogs, but kids don't know that anymore. So yeah, I'm a bit of an emotional wreck, as you could tell. But we have our ups and downs with our dogs. Today is most definitely a down. I suppose the small up was that I was cleaning her teeth with a toothbrush, which she hasn't been used to. I don't know why I've left it this long to clean her teeth properly with a toothbrush, but I couldn't find one of the finger guard ones, so I just got her used to having her teeth lifted up and brushed, because I've done it at work and stuff like that before in my training. For being a groomer, it was always a toothbrush we used rather than the finger guard, because a lot of the dogs we'd get in would be aggressive or not happy with their teeth being fondled, so we used the toothbrush to so they can bite it instead of your finger. But with her, I know I can trust her either way. But just what the wee pack I got had a toothbrush and I didn't have any finger guards left. So I brushed her teeth, which wasn't up, I suppose, of this week. And that was about it. So, yeah. A bit of a sucky video, and I'm sorry you had to see me in this state. But I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it's important that I do, because then people realise it's not just them that have problems with their dogs. Dog trainers have these issues too. Except mine is just a little bit more serious. So, I guess that's it. And I will try and update you all in the next video next week. See you then. Bye.